Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the world of professional Carrom. We're going to uncover the story of a true master, a guy who proved that sometimes the gentlest touch can have the most powerful impact of all.
But, we're actually going to start this story with a puzzle, a seemingly impossible comeback centered on a player named Vamuri Anil Kumar.
So, for any athlete, a big injury is a huge setback. But for a Carrom player, your entire career depends on the microscopic precision of your fingers. A hand injury like this, it's catastrophic. For Anil Kumar, this really should have been the end of the road. But here's the thing. He didn't just return to the game. He came back to win on the international stage, a victory that, honestly, should have been impossible. So you have to ask, how did he do it? How do you completely rebuild your game from scratch after your most important tool, your own hand, has been shattered? Well, the answer isn't just about the player's incredible determination. It's really about the genius of his mentor, the man who saw a path back to the top when nobody else did. And Anil Kumar gives all the credit for his amazing comeback to one man, Nissar Ahmed. You see, Ahmed didn't just help him recover, he basically re-engineered his entire technique, building a completely new foundation for him to win on. Okay, so to really get how Ahmed pulled off this miracle, you first have to understand his unique philosophy of the game. It's a style that really defines the very soul of Carrom in his hometown of Hyderabad. Nissar Ahmed was not a power player. He wasn't one of these guys who just smashes coins around the board hoping for a lucky break. No, he was known as a touch artist. And that one distinction, it means everything. It's all about controlling every single variable on the board with the absolute minimum amount of force necessary. This really breaks it down perfectly. You've got two fundamental ways to play Carrom. The power player uses the striker like a hammer, just trying to create chaos. But Ahmed, he used it like an artist's brush, painting the board one precise shot at a time, always thinking 3 moves ahead. His whole technique was just a masterclass in control. He had this unique grip that let him put a subtle spin on the striker, a really fluid stroke that felt more like he was pushing it than hitting it. And he had the vision to see the entire game play out in his mind before he even took the first shot. And hey, if an offensive shot wasn't there, he would masterfully play defense, just slowly strangling his opponents and forcing them to make a mistake. But here's the big question. Was this artistic, almost delicate style actually enough to win at the highest level? Against the country's most aggressive players? Well, the 1980 championship would give us the ultimate answer. See, back in 1980, Indian Carrom was ruled by giants. Players from Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, famous for their aggressive, break-heavy styles, they had a total stranglehold on the national title. For a touch artist from Hyderabad, winning meant taking on a whole dynasty of power players. This timeline really shows you just how huge his victory was. Yeah, Hyderabad had champions back in the 50s, but for nearly 2 decades, players like Suhas Kambli were just untouchable. Ahmed's win in 1980 wasn't just a personal victory. It was this seismic shift that proved, once and for all, that finesse could absolutely conquer force. 26. That's how many years it would take before another player from his city of Hyderabad would win the men's national title. Let that sink in. That number tells you everything you need to know about the scale of Ahmed's achievement in 1980. He wasn't just good, he was a truly generation-defining talent. But winning that one incredible title, that was only the first part of his story. You could argue that Ahmed's greatest impact was actually the champions he created long after his own competitive career was over. He became a guru, passing his philosophy on to a whole new generation. We already know the story of Vamuri Anil Kumar, of course, but he also mentored R.D. Dinesh Babu, another U.S. Open champion. His knowledge, his philosophy, it all started to bear fruit on the world stage. And look, this success wasn't an accident. It was the product of this really unique ecosystem they had in Hyderabad. You had players with job security through government offices, you had dedicated administrative support, and right at the top, you had the technical genius of Nissar Ahmed to provide that finishing touch. So, in the end, his legacy isn't something that's just collecting dust in a trophy cabinet. It's active, it's alive, right now, in the hands of the players he mentored who are out there competing and winning all across the globe. He didn't just create a winning style, he created a winning tradition. And really, this just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up Nissar Ahmed's contribution. It's this powerful reminder that in a world that so often rewards brute force, the greatest strength, the most enduring legacy, can come from precision, from control, and from true artistry.